So hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to Creatrix channel. So first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Vishal Soni and I have cleared engineering services examination 2 times from electronics and telecommunication branch, both times in double digit rank. In 2014 my rank was 98 and in 2015 my rank was 25th. I have served as a Group A Gastro Officer in Indian Railways and in Indian Telecommunication Services. So most of you must have been following me on the Creatrix channel for electromagnetic field theory. So if you are a seeker of a free education, this is the channel for you, and you must understand that all these free initiatives is coming your way because of the Unacademy. So Unacademy is the revolution in the field of the free education and the affordable education. So how can you access those free courses? So if you want to access the free courses, you must immediately subscribe this channel, Creatrix channel, because all the top educators of the country is providing the free course on this channel. And that free course is absolutely brilliant in content, that is systematic, that is organized, and that is complete. So complete playlist you will be getting of a particular subject. You can develop the concept, you can gain confidence. More than that, you can love the subject. So immediately subscribe this channel. Secondly, if you want to access more free content, then you must immediately download the Unacademy Learners app, because on the Unacademy Learners app, top educators of the country are conducting the free special classes. In that free special classes, you can get topic wise clarity of a particular concept. And do not forget to follow me on the Unacademy Learning app. So you can also access the courses. So you must have two things. First is your YouTube channel. This YouTube channel, Creatrix YouTube channel, must be subscribed. Secondly, you must understand that you should have the Unacademy Learning app. That is must for you in order to crack the examination. So these are the parts of the free education. And if you want to organize your content well, if you want more comprehensive manner, if you want other advantages of the Unacademy, then what are the other initiatives that is running by the Unacademy? So another initiative that is running by the Unacademy is Unacademy Plus. So on the Unacademy Plus, this is very affordable for those who actually want to take their preparation to the next level. So आपको Unacademy Plus में क्या क्या मिलेगा? You will be getting the live classes on a fixed time, so that you can get more disciplined, you can get more organized, and you have something in your mind that at this particular time my classes are going to run. Apart from that, you will get free test series designed by the educator itself. So gone those times when we have lot of errors in the test series, we do not have the discussions of the test series. So there the test series will be conducted by the educators. They themselves will be discussing the solutions of that particular thing. So you can imagine that your preparation is going to the next level for this. Apart from that, those who have prepared themselves for the examination, so for them there are crash courses also available. Again the crash courses will going to help you in achieve good ranks. Those who have already achieved good ranks and want to improve their rank, for them there are rank improvement batches. More than that, you can also see that there are unlimited practice sessions. So what do you understand by unlimited practice session? Which means there will be various doubt solving sessions. Apart from the doubt solving sessions, there are weekly quizzes, and with the help of those weekly quizzes you can enhance your problem solving skills. So lot of unlimited doubt solving sessions, lot of quiz sessions, systematic content, structured content. You can download the PDF after the lectures, so you don't have to waste your time in order to making notes. You can utilize those times to practice the particular concepts, or you can use those times to just write down the formulas so that you can remember those formulas quickly. Apart from this plus subscription, there is also one subscription which is known as Iconic. So Iconic subscriptions are for them who actually do not have the self motivation but having the talent. So if they are having the talent and you do not have the self motivation, that how can I push myself to crack the examination, so in this Iconic subscription you will be assigned a personal coach. So this personal coach is going to be with you every time, and he will help you to achieve your dreams. You will get a study planner which will be customized for you. You will get the expert guidelines who have already topped the examination. They will be basically hand holding you to crack the examination. So if you think you are not self motivated, if you think you do not have the proper background to crack any particular competitive examination, so this Iconic subscription is must for you. This is going to help you. So if you want the free education, then YouTube channel and the special classes are must for you. And if you can afford a little bit, how much you should afford, that we'll discuss in a while. But if you can afford a little bit, you should come on to this Unacademy Plus. And more than that, if you want the expedited process in your preparation, आप जल्दी से एग्जाम निकालना चाहते हैं, जल्दी से अपनी गलतियां सुधारना चाहते हैं, so this Iconic subscription is for you. Then now let us start today's lecture, which is on the communication system. So now let us start the lecture.
Hello friends, welcome to this problem solving video. So let us read this question. In this question it is given that the message signal, and this is the message signal which is shown here, we have to calculate kp by kf in radian per hertz if the maximum frequency deviation in both the cases are same. In the previous question, we were making the maximum phase deviation same. In this question, we are interested in the maximum frequency deviation. So again, it is asking about this Kp by Kf in radian per hertz. So this Kp has to be in radian per volt and this Kf has to be in hertz per volt. So for Pm, we already know that we only have one general expression, that is this instantaneous angle equal to omega Ct plus Kpmt. So if you will differentiate it, so you will get omega C plus Kp dmt by dt. This can be written as omega it. So from here you can write your Fit equal to Fc plus Kp upon 2 pi dmt by dt. So in case of Pm, the phase deviation becomes Kp upon 2 pi dmt by dt, and this maximum phase deviation comes out to be Kp upon 2 pi mod of dmt by dt max. So first of all, you have to find out the slope in different regions, because this dmt by dt basically representing the slope. So if you will calculate slope of this section, it comes out to be plus 10 by 6 or plus 5 by 3. Similarly, slope of this section, if you will calculate, the height you can see is 5 and this is 4. So this slope becomes minus 5 by 4. This slope becomes 0. This slope remains minus 5 because this distance is 1 and this height is 5. So this slope is 5. So overall, you can see this slope is 5 by 3. This is minus 5 by 4. This is 0 and this is minus 5. So if I talk about the maximum slope, so the maximum slope that we got as is 5 by 3, and the minimum value of slope that we obtained from here is minus 5. But if you will take mod, then you can see the mod of minus 5 will become plus 5 and it will represent basically your magnitude of the maximum slope. So if you will take the magnitude of these two, so this will remain 5 by 3, this will remain plus 5. So I can write it as Kp upon 2 pi into 5, because we have to find out the maximum value after taking the modulus. So when you take the modulus, this 5 by 3 remains 5 by 3, this becomes plus 5 by 4, this remains 0, this becomes plus 5. So overall maximum value of modulus becomes 5. Similarly, since Kf is in hertz per volt, so we can write the general expression of Fm as Fit equal to Fc plus Kfmt. So here also the frequency deviation can be written as Kfmt and its maximum value will become Kf mod of mt max. So this becomes overall Kf, and this mod of mt max you can calculate it from here. So it will represent your maximum value after taking the mod. So it becomes into 10. So in the problem it is saying that the maximum frequency deviation in both the cases must be same, which means this delta phi t max of Pm becomes equal to delta ft min of Fm. So in case of Pm, you calculated it as Kp upon 2 pi into 5, and in case of Fm, you calculated it as Kf into 10. So from here, this Kp by Kf comes out to be 10 by 5 into 2 pi, or it comes out to be 4 pi radians per hertz. Now let's move on to the next question. So this is the next question. In this question, it is saying that it is having a message signal m of t, and this message signal m of t is passed through a differentiator. So this message signal m of t is passed through the differentiator, so it becomes x of t, and then it is passed through the FM modulator, and this output signal, it is denoting it as s of t, and it is saying us to find out the maximum instantaneous frequency of the output signal s of t. So if I'll just look this much of diagram, so it looks like a FM modulator. So in case of FM modulator also, in FM modulator, the value of frequency sensitivity is given as 10 kilohertz per volt, or I can write it as 10 to the power 4 hertz per volt. Now, since it is in hertz per volt, so we can write the basic definition of FM. So basic definition of FM becomes FIT equal to FC plus KF MT. So this becomes the basic definition. Now, if you look closely, the input to this FM modulator is not MT, rather it is X of t. So I should update this M of t to be X of t, because this is the input to the FM modulator. So whatever will be the input to the FM modulator, this X of t will act as a message signal for this FM modulator. So in this case, this FIT becomes FC plus KF XT. So now, in the question it is asking about the maximum instantaneous frequency of the output signal. So if I'll calculate the maximum instantaneous frequency, so I have to find out FC plus KF XT max. So we have to find out this value. In the problem, the carrier is mentioned here. So this is your carrier, which is 2 cos 2 pi into 10 to the power 4 t. So upon comparison with C of t equal to AC cos 2 pi FCT. So FC from here comes out to be 10 kilohertz. Now, you can also calculate the value of KF, which is already given. It is 10 to the power 4 hertz per volt. So this maximum instantaneous frequency becomes FIT max becomes 10 kilohertz plus KF XT max, and it becomes 10 kilohertz plus 10 to the power 4 hertz XT max. Now what is X of t? You can see very clearly from here that X of t is nothing but dmt by dt. So instead of this X of t, I can write 10 kilohertz plus, this can also be written as 10 kilohertz, and this X of t can be written as dmt by dt max, which means we have to find out the maximum value of its slope. So if you look here, slope becomes 2. At this point, slope becomes minus 2. Here also slope is 2. Here slope is minus 2. So overall, the maximum value of slope comes out to be 2. So this dmt by dt becomes 2. So it becomes 10 kilohertz into 2, or the maximum instantaneous frequency comes out to be 30 kilohertz. So let's move on to this question. In this question, a message signal is given, which is a periodic signal, and fundamental time period is given. So it is your triangular wave, and it is also given that the maximum frequency component of the given message signal is considered up to third harmonic. So you can very clearly see that your message signal is half wave symmetric signal. So it will contain frequencies f0, 3f0, 5f0, and so on. And the maximum frequency component can be considered up to third harmonic, so you can consider it as 3f0. So the maximum frequency component present in the message signal, maximum frequency component present in message signal is equal to 3f0. Now the fundamental time period is given as 2 into 10 to the power minus 4 second, and fundamental frequency is given as 1 by t naught, so it becomes 1 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 4, or it becomes 10 to the power 4 by 2, or it becomes 5 kilohertz. So the maximum frequency component present in the message signal can be written as 3 into 5 kilohertz, or it becomes your 15 kilohertz. So this is the maximum frequency component which is present in the message signal. Now apart from that, let us see what we can conclude about this m of t from the given diagram. So first of all, this m of t, I can say that the maximum value of this m of t is 1. Minimum value of this m of t becomes -1, and on the basis of that you can say that if you will calculate the maximum value of modulus, so it will also become 1. Similarly, you can also calculate its slope. So if you will calculate slope of this section, so this width is t0 by 4 and this height is 1. So this slope will become plus 4 by t0. Similarly, this will become minus 4 by t0. So if I have to write the slopes, so I can write this dmt by dt maximum, it comes out to be plus 4 by t0, and this dmt by dt minimum, it also comes out to be minus 4 by t0. So on the basis of that, if you have to write, you can write that the maximum value of modulus of the slope will become 4 by t0. So this can be written as 4 by 2 into 10 to the power minus 4, or you can write it as 2 into 10 to the power 4. So finally, about this message signal, we said that it is half wave symmetric. It has maximum frequency component as 15 kilohertz. The magnitude of m of t has maximum value of 1, and mod of dmt by dt max has maximum value as 2 into 10 to the power 4. Now, apart from this, another data is given in the form of kf and kp. So kp is given as 5 pi. The unit of kp is always radian per volt, but kf is mentioned as 2 pi into 10 to the power 5. So we know that kf can have two units, either hertz per volt or radian per volt second. But whenever there is 2 pi is mentioned, so you should always consider that unit as radian per volt second. And if pi factor is not mentioned, then you can consider it as hertz per volt. So depending upon the factor of the pi also, sometimes you should decide the unit of the kf. Now, in the problem, it is asking us to calculate bandwidths, and we have to calculate bandwidth of both WBFM and WBPM. And for that, we can use Carson's rule. So first of all, I'll start with WBFM. So according to the Carson's rule, the bandwidth can be written as 2f max beta fm plus 1, or you can write it as 2 into mod of delta ft max plus f max, and this should be calculated for fm. So we know that this kf is given as 2 pi into 10 to the power 5 radian per volt second. If kf is mentioned like this, then definition of fm can be written as omega it equal to omega c plus kf mt. So from here I can write this fit equal to fc plus kf upon 2 pi mt. So this will act as delta ft. So this delta ft can be written as kf upon 2 pi mt, or this mod of delta ft max can be written as kf upon 2 pi mod of mt max. So you have already calculated that mod of mt max is 1. So it becomes value of kf is 2 pi into 10 to the power 5 upon 2 pi. So this delta f t max comes out to be 10 to the power 5 hertz, or it can be written as 100 kilohertz. So this bandwidth will become 2 into 100k plus 15k. So it can be written as 2 into 115k or 230 kilohertz. So it becomes the bandwidth equal to 230 kilohertz for WBFM. Now let us calculate the bandwidth of WBPM. So we know that for WBPM also the bandwidth can be written as 2f max beta of PM plus 1, or it can be written as 2 into delta ft max plus f max, and this delta ft max with respect to PM. So for PM, Kp is given as 5 pi radian per volt. So we can say that for a PM we have only one generalized definition, which is theta it equal to omega ct plus Kp mt. So from here, if you will differentiate on both the sides, so you will get omega I as a function of t equal to omega c plus Kp dmt by dt. So from here, this fit can be written as fc Kp upon 2 pi dmt by dt. So upon comparison, you can see that this particular factor is delta ft. So this delta ft becomes Kp upon 2 pi dmt by dt, and this mod of delta ft max becomes Kp upon 2 pi mod of dmt by dt max. So this mod of delta ft max can be written as 5 pi upon 2 pi, and this mod of dmt by dt max we have already calculated. It is coming out to be 2 into 10 to the power 4. So it becomes 5 into 10 to the power 4, or 50 kilohertz. So you can put your values here. It will become 2 into mod of delta ft max comes out to be 50 kilohertz, f max comes out to be 15 kilohertz, and overall bandwidth becomes 130 kilohertz. So in this problem, we calculated the bandwidth for WBPM and WBFM. So for WBFM, the bandwidth which is coming out to be 230 kilohertz, and for WBPM, this bandwidth is coming out to be 130 kilohertz. Now let's move on to the next question. So let us read out the question. In this question, it is saying that when modulating frequency of FM is 400 Hz and modulating voltage is 2.4 volt and modulation index is 60. So we have to calculate modulation index when modulating frequency is reduced to 250 Hz and modulating voltage is simultaneously raised to 3.2 volts. So first of all, it is the case of frequency modulation, and in the case 1, or initially, it is given that the modulating signal frequency or measure signal frequency is 400 Hz. The modulating signal voltage is 2.4 volt, and modulation index, which is beta, is 60. So since this is case 1, so I can write this as AM1 beta 1. So we have to calculate modulation index when this particular frequency, which is FM2, it is now reduced to 250 Hertz, and this amplitude is raised to 3.2 volt, and we are interested in the value of beta. So we know that this beta 2 will become delta F by Fm. So this will be delta F2, this will be Fm2. So delta F2 we do not know, but this Fm2 is mentioned it as 250 Hertz. So how to calculate the delta F2? We know that in case of FM, this delta F is directly proportional to AM. So you can write it as delta F1 upon delta F2 equal to AM1 upon AM2. So you can write delta F2 equal to delta F1 AM2 upon AM1. So how to calculate the delta F1? We know that to calculate the delta F1, we can use the data which is given here. So beta 1 is equal to delta F1 upon Fm1. So from this data you can calculate delta F1. It becomes beta 1 equal to delta F1 upon Fm1. Beta 1 is given as 60. This delta F1 is unknown and Fm1 is given as 400 Hertz. So from here delta F1 comes out to be 24 kilohertz. So let me put all these values here. This is 24 kilohertz. AM2 is 3.2. AM1 is 2.4. So upon calculation, this delta F2 becomes equal to 24 kilohertz into 4 by 3 into 250. So let me solve this. So whenever you will solve this, it becomes 48 kilohertz upon 3 into 125. So let us solve this equation. It will become 48 by 3 by 125. So from here, this beta 2 comes out to be 128. Now same question you could have been solved like this. In FM also you know that beta is directly proportional to AM by FM. So this beta 1 upon beta 2 would have been AM1 by FM1 into FM2 by AM2. Beta 1 is given as 60, beta 2 is unknown. AM1 is given as 2.4, FM1 is given as 400. Similarly, FM2 is given as 250 and it is given as 3.2. So beta 2 from here becomes 60 into 400 into 3.2 upon 250 into 2.4. And from here also this beta 2 comes out to be 128. So such types of questions can also be solved on the basis of the sinusoidal signal. So if in such types of questions it is not even mentioned that it is the sinusoidal signal, then you should also consider that it is the case of sinusoidal signal because it is talking about the single frequency component. So whenever we are talking about the single frequency component, we should always consider the sinusoidal frequency. Now let's solve the another question or the next question. This question. So in this question, a modulating signal is given, which is m of t equal to 10 cos 2 pi into 10 to the power 4t. So from here you can calculate am, which is 10. You can also calculate fm, which is 10 kilohertz. Now in the first case, we have to find the bandwidth for 98% of the transmission for FM and PM by using beta FM and beta PM, both to be 10. So in the first case, it is using beta FM equal to beta PM equal to 10. Also, the carrier frequency is also mentioned as 25 megahertz. So whenever it is asking the bandwidth for 98% of the power transmission, it means we have to apply the Carson's rule. So for PM, the Carson's rule becomes 2 into F max beta PM plus 1. So this can be written as 2 into 10k, 10 plus 1, or it comes out to be 220 kilohertz. Similarly for FM, the bandwidth becomes 2 times of F max beta FM plus 1. It also becomes 2 into 10k, 10 plus 1, or 220 kilohertz. Now in the B part, it is saying that we have to repeat part A where MT frequency is doubled. So your M of t is 10 cos 2 pi into 10 to the power 4 t. So you can see that this is your single tone sinusoidal signal, and it has amplitude of 10, frequency of 10 kilohertz. Also, initially I'm considering the case of PM. So this is your part B. So for PM, what I can say that this beta 1, which is given as 10, so this beta in this case depends upon Kp AM1, or in case of beta, in case of PM, beta is directly proportional to AM. Now it is doubling the massive signal frequency in this case. So this massive signal amplitude remains same, massive signal frequency has been doubled, so it becomes 20 kilohertz. And this beta 2, because beta is directly proportional to AM and AM is not at all changing, so beta is not going to change. So in this case, the bandwidth becomes 2 into FM2 beta 2 plus 1. So it becomes 2 into 20k 10 plus 1, or the bandwidth of the PM in this case comes out to be 440 kilohertz. Let us see what will happen in case of FM. So in case of FM also, message signal's amplitude is retaining, or it is as it is. The message signal frequencies is getting doubled. So this is 10 kilohertz. This will also become 20 kilohertz. Also beta of FM is also 10, so it becomes 10. We know that in case of FM, beta is directly proportional to AM by FM. So from here you can say that since AM is remaining same and FM is being half, so beta is also going to be half. So this beta 2 can be written as 5. Now the formula of bandwidth can be applied as 2FM2 beta 2 plus 1. So this becomes 2 into 20k 5 plus 1, or the bandwidth from here comes out to be 240 kilohertz. Now it is very obvious that this beta is equal to 10, so it would be very much greater than 1. So it is the case of WBFM, then only we can use this formula. Similarly here also it is greater than 1, so we can use the formula for the bandwidth of WBFM. Now let us see what is saying it is in the C part. In the C part it is saying that we have to repeat part B when message signal amplitude, when empty amplitude is halved. So in the part B, what we obtained in case of PM, the new AM was 10 volt, this FM2 was 20 kilohertz, and this beta 2 was 10. Now this message signal amplitude is being halved, so it becomes 5. FM2 is not changing at all, so it remains 20 kilohertz. In case of PM, we know that beta is directly proportional to AM. So in this case, your beta 3 becomes half, or it becomes 5. So now new bandwidth can be written as 2 into FM3 beta 3 plus 1. So it becomes 2 into 20k, 5 plus 1 or 6, and it comes out to be 240 kilohertz. In case of FM, also the same data has to be used. So this AM2 will now be halved, so it becomes 5. This FM2 is now it is keeping constant, so it remains FM3 also as 20 kilohertz. Now the beta 2 in case of FM was 5, and we know that in case of FM, beta is directly proportional to AM by FM. So now AM is being halved, so beta will also become half. So this beta 3 becomes 5 by 2. So this bandwidth becomes 2 into FM3 beta 3 plus 1. So FM3 becomes 20k. It becomes 2.5 plus 1, or it comes out to be 140 kilohertz. So in this manner, whenever the single tone sinusoidal message signals are present, what will be the result after the variation of different parameters? This you must be comfortable with. So this is it in this lecture, and more number of problems we will solve in the next lecture. Thank you.
So if you have liked today's lecture and you want to subscribe to Unacademy Plus, the very first thing that you should understand that you should use this particular code. What is the code? The code is Vishal Gate. Write my name and attach gate to it. So by using this particular code, you will be getting all the advantages of the Unacademy Plus. All the added advantages will be directly assigned to you. Secondly, you will directly come to under my guidance, and that will surely help you to crack the examination in the least possible time, and you will also get the guidance of the complete team. Okay, and the most important thing is that you will immediately get the 10% discount on that. So immediately you are enabled to get 10% discount once you use this coupon code. So for example, if you talk about the Plus subscription, which is costing you 25,000 for 1 year, and if you use this coupon code Vishalgate, immediately you are going to get 10% discount, which is 22,500. And if you talk about the Iconic, for the Iconic subscription of the 12 month, this will cost you around 40,400. So these are the cost of the 12 months. And if you want to talk about the 2-year subscription, cost of the Plus, it is your 27,000 after discount. If you want more discount than 10%, and you have already attended the special classes, then you will be having some credits in your account. Do not forget to use those credits so that you can get more discount than 10%. Now how can you pay these amounts? So there is one good news for you, that you can pay this amount by using credit cards and debit cards by using the facility of the zero cost EMI. So if you want to pay this particular amount of 22,500 with the help of zero cost EMI, so the zero cost EMI can be availed by using credit cards and debit cards. Remember, you can use the credit card of any company, but the debit card is allowed for HDFC and the Bajaj Finserv. Apart from that, if you want to directly pay this much of amount, you think that this particular amount is the most affordable fees that can be provided to you for 1 year subscription, तो आप directly क्या कर सकते हैं? You can use this credit card, debit card, direct payment. You can also go for the EMI options, okay, and you can directly pay this amount by using net banking. Every time you think of the Unacademy Plus subscription, the first thing that should come in your mind is this particular code. Do not forget to use this code once you take the subscription, because I have already told you that this particular coupon code is going to give you the lot of advantages, so you cannot miss the opportunity to use this code. So every student who want to come on to the Unacademy Plus, they want to take the advantages of the Unacademy Plus, they want to empower themselves in the best possible manner in this digital era, they want to be the part of this revolution, then this is the time for you. You do not have to wait for it. If you are in the first year, if you are in the second year, you are in the third year, the best possible time is right now to prepare for the examination, to dedicate yourself, to give yourself the opportunity so that you can get the success as early as possible. Apart from that, you should also join this GATE aspirant group. So this GATE aspirants group is already having 150k plus students, so you can join it. There are a lot of discussions going on between students. You can get the advantage of those discussions. Okay. You can also join this Creatrix channel, which is a Telegram channel. So everyone has to join this channel so that you can get all the PDFs of the lecture which is being assigned to you. Fine. There are various channels which you can go for it. So various channels in the association with Creatrix. So you can follow the channel of your interest. And this is it in today's lecture. So let us meet in the next lecture. Thank you so much.